Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Free Questions Live for subscribers. Yeah. So, I am going to to allow for people to come into the chat, I'll do a quick collective. And the subject matter of the collective or All Signs Read is going to be why do they always come back? And I'm just going to be using the tarot cards as a talking point. Um, and you can also look up this topic all over YouTube. People talk about it all the time. They leave, they come back. If you have that kind of relationship, it can relate to you. Typically, the three reasons why people always come back, as per other YouTubers, is number one, you let them. Number two, you're satisfying some kind of needs for them. And number three, they're bored or they couldn't find someone else. Those are the three main reasons. There could be more. Very rarely do we see that somebody really, really misses you and they regret everything and they want to change. That's very rare. But either way, we're going to do a tarot reading about it and we'll see what the tarot says. We'll make it fun. I'll try and do talking points about it. I, of course, have experienced these type of relationships, the type where they're kind of on and off, that type of situation. That's what we're talking about in the collective. It's just going to be a short collective. So if you're here for a question and you're a subscriber, I do have subscribers only mode, so you won't be able to put a question into the chat until you subscribe. But I try to do these every week, so you can always come back. And all right, well, let's get into it. How y'all doing? Happy New Year. Happy 2025. What are you guys getting into this Sunday? Let's see what the tarot has in store. Why do they always come back? Why do they always come back? What do we have? First card out, Two of Wands. This is a waiting card. So I feel like what this is saying here, because the Two of Wands is actually expansion in e-commerce, but it's also kind of waiting around. So sometimes people will, let's say, for example, you had an argument and somebody ghosts you or they disappear. Sometimes they just kind of wait for you to chase them. So in this scenario, it could be that they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to reach out. It can be a manipulation tactic or a control tactic, or sometimes people just get in a huff and they walk off because maybe they don't have the tools to be able to properly communicate when you have an argument. So they're just kind of like, I'm just going to storm off and hope that you come find me. That can happen. That happens sometimes. Hello there. I'm doing good. How are you? So this is an energy of, I'm just kind of waiting for you to chase me. Don't you just hate it when that happens. What else do we have here? Why do they always come back for the collective? It's all fun and games until somebody's heart gets broken or somebody's phone gets broken, right? How many of you all have been with people who get really angry and throw their phone? How many of you have done that? Oh, yeah. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt or someone's phone gets broken. Don't play that game. 10 of Wands, the burden of responsibility. Shit gets real right here. Sometimes people leave because it's hard. Hell yeah, it is. And sometimes they leave and then they come back because things get really heated and they don't know how to deal with it. Or they're triggered. Absolutely. 10 of Wands. It can also be that things are hard without you. Let's say you were in a relationship where you did a lot for someone and they leave and they realize, well, shoot, I can't do it without you. Yeah, they're getting something from it. So they come back because things are hard without you. Oh boy, don't you love those ones? Hello, I'm so glad. Hi, Ari, how you doing? Uh-oh, the Tower reversed. Okay, I'm a little curious about that. I can understand the Tower upright for why they always come back, but the Tower reversed? Somebody's trying to avoid a huge catastrophe here. In fact, I want to get a clarifier on that. Tower reversed. Oh my goodness. Why the Tower reverse for why they always come back? This is Scorpio energy here. We have the Hanged Man in the reverse. This is a lot of reversal energy here. I feel like this is a rare instance where somebody like realizes their wrongdoings and they're like, oh my goodness, what did I do? I need to make it right really quickly. Like, okay, you're trying to backpedal here. You know that you messed up. I was good. And now you're trying to backpedal. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. That's what I'm feeling here. Because the Hangman in the reverse is like, I am not getting a different perspective on it. I'm lacking that perspective. And now they're finally getting the perspective and they want to keep things together. So that's an opportunity for a little bit of growth. If they're able and willing to admit their wrongdoings, then we can maybe fix that. So, okay, let's see. What else do we actually, I'm using the wrong deck. What else do we have for why do they always come back? Why do they always come back? 10 of Pentacles. I do not like that. Okay. Sometimes people are with you for the wrong reasons. Sometimes they're with you because it's expensive out there. 10 of Pentacles. You were their golden ticket, or you shared expenses here, or this is that they're getting something out of it. You were well connected and they were not. Maybe you had a big extended family and they're all alone. I really don't like that. But yeah, this is shit is real out there. Sometimes people stay in a relationship because they can't afford their life, or because they saw you as like their ticket out, or because they're absolutely lonely, or they don't have a family or a community themselves and you were everything they had. Or vice versa. Okay, we got to be real about this. Oh, why do they always come back? Because they've been watching you glow up. Or sometimes they're just curious about you. You know how you get that New Year's text, Happy New Year, from somebody who ghosted you a year or two ago, or they send you a meme and they're like, I wonder how this person is doing, right? Sometimes it's just straight up, it's curiosity. Sure, 100%. Hello. Hi there. What did you say there? Great, something great raining, Grand Rapids. I'm trying to read the chat. Adriana says, Grand Rising. Oh, okay. All right. Good to see you guys in the chat. Yes, I am going to be doing questions. So if you have them, we're just doing a little collective here. Just a little fun collective to give everybody time to get notified. I don't know. You have to actually explicitly go to my page and click on the notifications, and you have to click on all notifications, but then you're going to get a notification every day. So that's what YouTube makes you do a little effort to get notified about these lives here. Queen of Swords. Sometimes they come back to talk shit. For real here. We're talking deep subconscious awareness that sometimes people come back just to be spiteful, just to be mean. Sometimes they come back and they lure you back in just so they can reject you. I do not like that. Sometimes people come back into your life if they're doing well and they weren't before, to kind of rub it in your face like, look what you lost. Ooh, I do not like that. That's petty. I really, yeah, absolutely, yeah. What does this say? My chat is so small. Angela said, good news. I'm going to therapy soon to help me get over an abusive relationship. Good for you. Yay. I love to hear that. So, go deep with Carl Jung and find out why we get into those relationships. Grand Rising is better than saying good morning. Oh, Grand Rising. That's cute. I love that. All right. Yes, we all need therapy. Carl Jung helped me realize a lot about myself on my subconscious drives to get into these type of relationships. What else do we have here? King of Cups in reverse and the Devil reversed. Ooh, I do not like that. This is that emotional manipulator. This is that I'm coming back to convince you to do something for me that you might not want to do. Also, sometimes people come back into your lives, swearing that they're going to change, swearing they're going to get better. And it's because devil in reverse that they're trying to clean up their life. Sometimes, now this is that dynamic where the person was an addict or a gambler, or they were just messing up in life and they're trying to get better. And they come back like, please take me back. I'm doing so much better. But sometimes it's like they're emotionally manipulating you because they want you to do something sexual, right? Yuck. I don't like that. Sometimes it's just like that casual hookup, and they'll pretend they'll do whatever, say whatever, just to get a little bit of get a little piece, get a little taste. I hate that. Those are the worst ones. Stay away from those ones. You'll know the difference. I feel like you guys will know the difference here. Don't let anybody fool you. All right, what do we got? We have a high priestess. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to dig a little deeper as to what that's about. Angela says, is Carla a YouTuber? I don't know. I don't know who Carla is. Never heard of Carla before. Oh, Carl Young. Carl Young is a psychiatrist, psychotherapist. He has many books out about the unconscious drives. And I've been, he's all about synchronicity, and he talks about tarot cards as well. I'm really, really, really into the Carl Jung. The Jungian type of therapy taps into your subconscious and your unconscious drives. And there's a lot of videos about his stuff, and you can even find his audiobooks on YouTube. Okay, why is the High Priestess here? Sometimes people come back after no contact. This is a weird one here. If you are an intuitive person like myself, sometimes people can sense how you're feeling and how you're doing. Okay, or they intuitively can feel that you've been thinking about them, and then they just pop up. I swear to goodness, and it's a synchronicity where like you're thinking about someone heavily, you're thinking about them all the time, and all of a sudden you hear from them, or all of a sudden you see them. Sometimes you manifest people to come back because you've been thinking on them so much. So be careful if you don't want that person to come back. Watch your thoughts, you guys. But also sometimes some people can, like, if they're intuitive, if they're really in tune with themselves or with other people, they can sense that maybe you're not doing so well, or maybe you want to talk to them, and then they pop up. So that's what I'm picking up on here. That's like a mystical, magical, intuitive, very rare that happens. It has to be a very like intuitive, grounded person to know and to sense all of that. But it happens. It totally happens. And it doesn't happen to me with any of my my exes. Well, maybe like one, but most of the time it's my friends and my family that will pop up when I need them or something like that. And it's fun. Eight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Well, that's interesting. Wow. Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Okay. I'm going to have to, this is 3 cards all in one of why they come back. Sometimes they come back because they're doing better. This is a rare one too. Sometimes people will get into their head, and they'll think that they're not good enough for you, that they don't have enough money for you, and so they just kind of ghost or they disappear or whatever, and they work on themselves, and then they come back like, I'm new and improved, and now I finally have enough for you. This is kind of a masculine kind of thing, but yeah, sometimes people work on themselves, or even sometimes you don't know that these people liked you or never went anywhere, and it's because they had low self-esteem, or they didn't have enough money or something like that. And then they're like, it's like 5 years later or something, all of a sudden they're super successful and they're in your inbox, and you're like, oh, I thought you didn't like me. That's such a rare kind of thing though, but it can happen. It's like movie magic when that happens, because I feel like it doesn't really happen a lot in real life, or at least not in my life. I've never had this happen, but if it did happen, I may be like, okay, all right, yeah, sure, let's go. So that's funny. All right, I'm just gonna get a few more and then I'll take the questions. Angela says, That happens to me with my old friends. It's always fun. After collective, you start personal. Yes, and a cat. I will take the questions after the personal. Hi, Mary. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. Yes, I just like to give people time to come into the chat before I do the questions. All right. Why did they come back? Why? King of Wands in reverse because they're a player. I mean, we don't need cards to know that sometimes people will disappear from lead you on, love bomb you, get what they want, leave, come back because they want to play you again. That's so obvious. That one we don't need a card for. That is yes, sometimes that happens. But I feel like it's super obvious. We know that. If you're intuitive, you can feel it, you can tell. But sometimes we lie to ourselves because we're lonely or because they're cute or whatever, and we allow it to happen. Hey, if you're okay with this person just being there casually, there's no shame, there's no harm in that, as long as you know what you're getting into, right? But be careful with that. Page of Wands. Sometimes people are confused, straight up. Sometimes people will be inconsistent or they won't show up in your life and then they'll message you because they've been dating around and they're very confused about how they feel. And also sometimes because they're not doing well with dating. But I feel like this person here is really confused, overwhelmed in general. And so they come back and they message you, right? Because maybe they were confused while you were together. And that's like a personal thing. That's a personal thing. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you, but it's just that they are still finding themselves, right? Sometimes we think that having a person in our lives helps us find ourselves when it's really the opposite. That's actually sort of a distraction. The moon, sometimes they're just sad, straight up. Also, sometimes, and this is another rare exception, but I feel like sometimes people are too afraid to express how they really feel. And they'll come back because they're like, I never told you this, but da 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 da. That happens. Hello, hi P. Detachment is not easy. Well, definitely it's not easy. It's not easy to detach. Okay, one more card. Why do they come back? Justice. They want to make things right. Things were unfair. Or sometimes they just want to talk about how things were unfair and they want to level things out. They want to level the playing field here. All right, you guys. So I think I gave it enough time. I've been rambling on for like 18 minutes here. So I'm going to do the questions now, but it's going to be hard for me to go in order here. I'm going to go in order. We have Aniket was first, Aniket, and then Ari, and then Angelus. Okay, so if you're still in the chat, Aniket, put your question into the chat and I'll answer it. Angela says, can I ask? Yes, we are at the portion now where I'll be taking questions, but I want to go in order. So we have Aniket and then Ari. If you guys are still there, let me know in the chat. I think I have slow mode on, so I'll be patient if you just put something in the chat, you probably won't be able to for 30 seconds. We'll go right ahead. I was sitting at the counter. I was waiting for my coffee. So I don't see Aniket or Ari, which I'm trying to go in order. So I'll just go ahead and answer Angelus. And if you guys are still there, you can put your question in the chat. Okay, Mary. Hi, Mary. All right, Angelus, go ahead. Says, can I ask a karma question? Sure. Angelus, you are next. So it looks like Aniket and Ari aren't responding. So Angelus, I'll answer your question. So glad to hear that you're in therapy. If I could afford it, I'd be in therapy. I know I need it too. When I was younger, I used to go to therapy all the time, but that's when I was young and could afford stuff. Somehow I wasn't able to afford it. $50 an hour. Funny story about my therapist though is that I saw him out on multiple occasions. I'm from a small town. Multiple occasions, I ran into him out and about in the world. It's so strange when you run into your therapist in the real world. Like, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be on a couch in an office listening to me. So Aniket didn't respond. Ari didn't respond. So Angelus, I'll go ahead and answer your question if you want to put it in the chat for me. Angela says, will my ex receive karma this year for how he did me? I plan on going up and leveling up. So a few things I want to address there before I answer it. The first thing is that I bring everything back to Buddhism. And in Buddhism, karma isn't revenge. It's not you did bad, so you're going to get bad. That's not what karma is. Karma is cause and effect. I think what you really want to know is how are they going to do? So I think the karma that they got for what they did to you is you leaving. That was the cause and effect. So yeah, they did get their karma. You left and you're doing better. That's the karma. But what you really want to know is how are they going to do now? And I can answer that question for you. Because karma isn't what we think. Karma isn't what we were trained. Bad people will sometimes live and have good things happen to them. You know? So their karma, your ex's karma was you leaving. Cause and effect. But yeah, we'll see what the tarot says about your ex, how they're going to be doing now that you're gone. If that satisfies your query. Let's see. For Angelus, how will the ex do now that they're gone? These cards are really slippery, so I'm going to do my best to keep the cards on the table. Oh, all right. 10 of Wands. So you might be glad to hear that they're not going to be doing well. They're going to have a hard time. Things are going to be hard for them. 10 of Wands. A burden of responsibility. The Emperor. And I think that this person, I don't know if this person is controlling, but I think this person feels like they've lost control. And then we have the 9 of Cups. They definitely feel unfulfilled. But I think actually this could lead them to some kind of spiritual awakening. So they're going to have a hard time, but I think that it's going to lead them to some kind of spiritual awakening here. I hope that helps. Halsey says, may I be added? Hello, yes. Angelus, I hope that helps you. It looks like they're going to be struggling now. Having a difficult time, maybe even feeling as though they lost control, a wish unfulfilled here, and potentially some kind of, they could go to church or pray. I see the Hierophant as like a religious institution of sorts. It could lead them back to God, something like that. He needs one narcissist. Okay. Well, this person's going to be struggling for sure. It's going to lead them to some kind of awakening here. Okay, thank you so much for your question, dear. And I'm so glad to hear that you're out of it and the world is your oyster. So we're going to move on. Aniket and Ari, I did see that you guys were first. So if you're here, I'm going to be answering your question. Otherwise, we have Adriana, we have Mina, we have Mary. You're welcome. Where are y'all at? Otherwise, I'm just going to answer whoever puts a question in the chat here. Adriana, Mina, Mary, Aniket, Ari. Who's still in the chat? Halsey? P? All right, Halsey. I'll go ahead and answer your question because I'm not sure who else is still here. But of course, if you come back, I will answer it. All right, Halsey, what do you got? What you got for the tarot today? I'm going to use this deck. Halsey says, was Iran trying to make up with me yesterday because of the way he treated me lately? Let's see. Oh, we got 11 people in the chat and 11 likes. So dope. Also, yes, thank you for liking. You can share the stream and get your friends to subscribe. Mary is back. Okay, Mary, I'll answer your question after Halsey. Halsey wants to know if I'm saying the name right, Ian was trying to make up with you. Let's see what the tarot says. I'm gonna use, I hope that you're not squeamish with nudity, because I like to use tarot of sexual magic because it has its own like romantic interpretations. So, and I'll try to cover up any nudity here, and we'll get into it because it has more like relationshipy vibes to it, and I like to use appropriate decks. All right, give me a minute here for Halsey and then Mary. Okay, was he trying to make up with you for how he treated? What did he do? That's none of my business. You don't have to answer that. That's none of y'all business. You guys know Salt and Pepper? It's none of y'all business. If I want to take a guy, I'm feeding that. I shouldn't sing that on here. It's so not appropriate. Okay. For Halsey. Hi, Queen Bean. Hello. All right. We are answering Halsey's question. Oh, okay. So we have some major arcana here coming out for you. Wheel of Fortune. I feel like I don't know if yes, they might have been trying to make up for how they treated you, because I think that they're realizing that's going to take sacrifice for this to work. The Hangman in this deck is sacrifice, and the Wheel of Fortune, that to me suggests time. So I feel like, yes, they could have been trying to make up with you. For sure here. It takes sacrifice to make things work. It takes time to make things work. They could be trying to get a different perspective. 7 of Wands here, there's some defensiveness. So my first instinct was yes, they probably were, but I think there's still defensiveness here. So they might like tiptoe around the issue instead of all out saying I'm sorry or something like that. They'll probably tiptoe around it. Yes, he is giving me that 100%. So yeah, I think you're right about this. Wheel of Fortune, Hanged Man, 7 of Wands. I typically don't like to see the Hanged Man when in a relationship reading because it talks about stagnancy. But I feel like what this person is trying to do is trying to make you come back around. And the Wheel of Fortune in this deck can sometimes talk about seduction. So I think you're right about it. Absolutely. And I know people don't always have the words. Sometimes, like, they have too much pride to be able to be like, you know what? I messed up and I'm sorry. Sometimes it's like they can't get the words out. So they do other things instead, or like they try and like get you to laugh or anything to change your mood instead of to come forward and take responsibility and accountability. People are like that. It really drives me crazy when people have a hard time apologizing. But this is the real world. Oh, so I hope that answers your question. It's a big yes for me. Yes, I don't trust it, but I'm still in defensive. Well, yeah, absolutely. So, and the 7 of Wands comes out for sure. It's like this person's trying to seduce you or trying to whisper in your ear and trying to do something, but isn't really taking accountability. And the way through that is to just put it on the line. Like, look, what you did wasn't right. And you're going to have to show me that you've changed, that you're never going to do it again. Because the thing about it is that when somebody does something once, it's showing you a pattern of how they are. So you need to realize that that person was showing you who they are when they did that. That's the truth of who they are. And you have to ask yourself if you're willing to accept that, because it will probably happen again. It's rare that people will just change like that, especially if you take them back in. So you got to have that conversation with them for sure. Like, this isn't unacceptable to me. I'm putting up a boundary. Yeah. You're welcome. Okay, thank you, Halsey, for your question and your time. I hope that helps. Good luck. Relationships are very hard. Yes, they are. Who was next? I see Mary and Queen Bean and P. Hi, P. You see me finding a better opportunity in terms of job. I'm grateful for what I have. Hello, Ari. So we're gonna answer Ari's question because she was first in the chat. And then I will circle back to Mary and Queen Bean and P. Ari says, would I like working at Dunkin' more than if I worked at Starbucks? That's interesting. All right, I'm going to switch decks here. You know what? I am a coffee fanatic. And I know that there's a huge Starbucks strike right now because they don't pay their workers enough, stuff like that. But I love coffee. And I know it's bad. I know it is bad. I know that it puts your body in fight or flight mode. And because it's an insecticide, they put it in the ground to scare off insects. I don't know if you knew that, but that's neither here nor there with your question. Just, I love coffee and I know it's bad for me. Okay, so let's see. Would you like working at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? I still have that Salt and Pepper song stuck in my head. 7 of Pentacles. I feel like either way, you're going to feel like you're not getting paid enough. And the 8 of Pentacles, like you're going to have to work a lot no matter which one you choose. Which one? Would you like working at Dunkin' Donuts more? I think it's going to give you a little bit of anxiety. Yeah, I think we talked about it before that you have anxiety. So I feel like actually Dunkin' Donuts might pay you less and that you'll have to work more. And it's going to give you a little bit of anxiety about the pay. Because I know Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts are both huge corporations. And I don't think either one of them pay their workers very well. But I think that Starbucks actually pays a little bit more from my understanding of it. So yeah, what's coming out is that you'll feel as though you're not getting paid enough. You might have to work more hours. Could feel a little stressed out. I hope that helps. Ari says, Starbucks pays 16 and 19 and weekly there. That sounds like good pay to me. Yeah. I'm feeling like Starbucks might be better for you than the Dunkin' Donuts because your question was, would you like working at Dunkin' Donuts over Starbucks? And it just kind of looks like you'd have to work more hours and it could make you feel a little stressed out. But of course, go with your gut. Go with whatever you think is better. Yeah, I don't know. There's a Starbucks strike across the globe, but then again, there's always something going on out there in the world. Yes, true. Thank you. You're very welcome. All right, so let's see here. Who's next? We did Ari. We have Aniket and Adriana, Mina, and Mary. Mary, are you still in the chat? We asked your question, dear, about what's Mecum next action towards me. He is Gemini. Are you still in the chat, Mary? Hello, Reaction King. Who needs payment? Yeah, I know. I feel like the people who are striking for Starbucks are living in very expensive places. So, but who knows nowadays? Who's next? Mary, Queen Bean, P, Mina, Queen Bean. I think it's May, not Mary. Is it Mo? You're right. My chat is so small. May, are you still in the chat? Sorry about that. If not, we'll answer Queen Bee's question. Yeah, we have May Dodd. My chat is so small right now. May, Queen Bean. All right, Queen Bean, I'll just take your question. And if May wants, she can come back later and I'll answer her question. Queen Bee, your question was, what is next in your love life? Okay, let's see. All right, so we're answering Queen Bean's question. Where's everybody at in the world? What y'all doing today? It's a Sunday. Chilling. Really, I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging out. It's so cold where I'm at. I don't want to go outside. All right. For Queen Bean, you have to clean. Oh, that's another thing I don't like the act of cleaning, but it's so satisfying when it's done. Queen Bean wants to know about your love life. It looks like we have the Two of Swords. So it kind of looks like somebody could ask you out and you could be unsure if you want to accept with the Two of Swords there. We'll get 3 cards for you. What's up next for Queen Bean? Oh. Wow. So we have a Death card. I feel like you could hear or get offered like a date from somebody who you used to go out with. We have the Death card. We have the 5 of Wands, 7 of Cups. I wasn't intending to get this many cards, but so potentially there could be 2 different offers. It does look like somebody who you ended it with and had like an argument with, or somebody who's jealous here, but also somebody popping up who's shy. So potentially somebody was afraid to ask you out, could ask you out. Also potentially an ex or someone you had beef with here. But I feel like either way, you could feel undecided if you want to accept the offer to go out with either somebody who's super shy or somebody who you ended things with, maybe had beef with. I hope that helps, Queen Bean. And it is May, not Mary. Sorry about that. May Dodd says, I am here. What's Maycome next action towards me? All right. I'm going to answer May's question next. I hope that helps, Queen Bee. Looks like a little bit of indecision over whether or not to accept an invitation or somebody back in. Also, somebody here could be sort of bashful with the 8 of Cups. Thank you, and helps. Okay, you're welcome. May. What's not Malcolm's next action? All right, let's see here. Ooh, we got 13 and 13. Does anybody know what 1313 means? I've been reading about, because I'm talking about Carl Jung in Buddhism. Carl Jung is all into synchronicity. And I'm very curious about the numbers. Oh, now we have 1213. I think that my numbers and what I see and who's in the chat is different than what you guys see, though. Okay, for May. What is... Am I saying the name right? Hi, Shan. How are you? Maycome next action. All right. What is Maycome's next action from the Tarot of the Divine towards May? What is Maycome's next actions towards May? The Hermit. They might not take any action. They might be keeping to themselves here. Also, the deer. There's a deer on here. There's a lot of deer where I'm at, but the deer could be there could be a message in that, like a spiritually guided message in the deer. I sometimes see the deer as like resilience here, but what are their next actions? King of Wands. I feel like this person might be working on their career right now. Yeah, I feel like they might not take any actions towards you as of now because I think they're focusing on their job. 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. So I feel like they might not do anything right now. They might be isolating away from you, at least for January. You might, I mean, maybe you'll hear from them in, let's see, where are we in January? Later in this month, but as of now, you might not hear from them. I hope that helps. We're moving on now. So I'm just going to answer Shan's question. If you were skipped and are still in the chat, let me know and I'll answer your question. Shan says, what is Adam currently feeling? Does he love me and like to be in a long term? I'm good, thank you. All right. Let's see. What does he feel about you? And does he want to be in a long term? And then P will answer your question next. Oh, I'm sorry, P. All right, P, I'll answer your question. The way it works is if I call your name and you're not there, then I kind of move on to the next one. But it's okay. We'll answer P's question and then we'll go to Shan. P says, here, about your prob says, do you see me finding a better opportunity in terms of my job? I am grateful for what I have, but I am also not something I want to work in. All right, let's see. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys. Trying to go in order, but it's hard because sometimes you guys leave. So then I just answer whoever's in the chat. So we'll do P and then Shan. You want to know if you're going to find a better work opportunity. Prop. Let's see what the tarot says. Let's see what the tarot says. All right. Or Rob wants to know if they'll find, have you been looking for another opportunity? If you want a new position, then go for it. Start looking for one. Let's see what the tarot says. See. Oop. Wow. So we have the Five of Cups here, or Five of Pentacles. It kind of came out in the reverse. I definitely see you looking. I feel like you might have to take a pay cut. Oh, I don't like that. Be careful about online job scams because I'm seeing, first of all, that you could apply for a job that's like a scam if you're doing the internet. So a bit of a warning there when you're applying for jobs online, make sure that the job is a real job. You might have to take a pay cut at first, okay? So I feel like the potential is there, but you have to put out your resume. You have to put energy into it, and you might have to take a pay cut here. Or this could just be talking about you know, when you leave a job to look for another one, you're kind of struggling a little bit. So be careful about the jobs that you apply for, and you might have to take a pay cut. And all right, so now we're answering Shan's question. I hope that helps, Prob. Be careful out there. I have definitely applied to some scam jobs. Also, I've had some scam jobs just emailed to me, and there's nothing more infuriating and makes you feel unsafe on the internet when that happens. So do your research. Also, don't quit your job before you find something else, okay? Be careful out there. Be careful. For Shan. All right, now we're back to Shan. Does Adam love you and want to be in a long-term relationship? Have you expressed your feelings to this person, Shan? I know it's hard, but sometimes you just have to express yourself to them, and then that helps them know that you like them. Let's see what the tarot says about Adam. If Adam wants to be in a long-term relationship with Shannon. Ooh. So the star in reverse. Why the star in reverse? For how they feel. Why the star in reverse? I think this person has some healing to do. Eight of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. I think this person has some healing to do. Ah! And then we have the Eight of Wands. I don't think this person is ready right now. I'm not going to lie. So, Eight of Pentacles. to me would suggest that yes, they want it, but the first card that came out was the Star in reverse. So I think potentially they might want a relationship with you, but I think there's something here that they didn't get, or some kind of healing that they have to do. Sean says, yes, I have. We are long distance. It's always in his thoughts. Yeah. Oh, okay. Definitely. So I feel like this could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen right away, because I feel like there's something that they're working through with the Star in reverse. But the Star in reverse is like it will happen. It's happening. You just don't realize that it's happening. So it could potentially happen. Yeah. So, but long distance is hard. That's a hard one. You have to do a lot of you have to schedule a lot of video dates, and you have to communicate a lot and plan trips. So, I feel like it's going to take a lot of work on both your parts and a lot of communication, especially with the Eight of Wands here. They definitely want to talk to you more and see you more for sure. So this is potentially a yes. Thank you for your question. You're very welcome. Okay, is anybody else left in the chat before I close it out? I know there's a few of you who are at the top, like Mina, Adriana, and a Kat. If you're still there, I will answer your questions. Otherwise, I'll close the chat out. Whew. Yes, this is a short live this time. Very short one. I'll pull some oracle cards for a few minutes to see if anyone still has any questions, or else I'll close the chat out. Thank you guys so much. Collective. What do they need to know right now? Working on self-worth. Working on self-worth and the sacral chakra. Okay, I love that. And we have miracle, solar plexus chakra. I think that anybody out there working on their self-worth is going to see miracles happen in your life. It's going to seem like a miracle, but really it's just you implementing changes, leveling up in your confidence, putting up the boundaries that you need, making magic happen here with your self-worth. Miracles. I love it. And then we have guilt here. Okay, I wonder why that's there. Let's pick a card out on guilt. In this deck, actually, there is somebody here. This girl's mother is an alcoholic, and she takes care of her mother because of guilt. Sometimes, we stay in things that aren't good because we feel guilty. We don't want them to hurt. Ace of Pentacles, but it could be blocking things from coming into our life. Having the self-worth enough to leave situations that are bad for you can bring in way new opportunities that you never would have thought you could have. All right. And then we have balance. Balancing all assets of your life, all areas of your life can be challenging. And that is going to be the third eye chakra to help stay in balance of your mental, physical, and spiritual health here. Staying in balance, finding relationships that are reciprocal. Passion in reverse. Some of us could be losing passion for things in our life right now. That is the sacral chakra healing. Maybe if you're in a relationship and you're staying in it because you're guilty or you're afraid to leave, you could be losing passion in regards to that. Or sometimes if you're prioritizing other person's needs above your own, that can definitely make you feel passionless for certain things. Or like the dating pool has made you lose passion. Then we have the root chakra here, perfectionism. Be gentle with yourself. We're all human, right? The first way to change how we see the world and who we attract is to change how you see yourself, your relationship with yourself, right? It starts with the thoughts that you have about yourself. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. It looks like we're done with the question portions. Thank you guys so much who came out and participated. And I hope that this reading elevated your consciousness in some type of way, shape, or form. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.